with Griswold Group, excited to fill you in on what's going on in the real estate market here in San Diego. So if you've been following the San Diego real estate market, it's been starting to feel more like a buyer's market over the last couple of months. And we're now seeing that reflected in the most recent data. So countywide, we are now, expected market time is at a point and values are at a point where we're starting to see values start to creep down. Now, the market went up 3.5% between January and maybe middle of May. And over the last 6 weeks, it peaked and has been creeping down maybe about 1%, down from that 3.5% rise. So over the next several months, everything stays the same with interest rates and everything else, we will probably see values start to creep down. Are we going to see values in San Diego plummet? I don't think so. The big reason for that is that the housing stock is very secure. And so if you own a home in San Diego and you've put your home on the market and you've maybe done one price reduction and you're still not getting the warm and fuzzies from buyers, and you're not getting offers that you feel are reflective of recent comparable sales, oftentimes sellers aren't willing to keep reducing. They're going to withdraw. Homes that have been pulled off the market is up about 130% from last year. That shows that that San Diego sellers or homeowners are not nervous about a crash. They're not nervous about the long-term value of these homes. They're sitting on tremendous equity. They're sitting on very, very cheap debt, and essentially they know what they own. And if right now in this particular part of the year, buyers are a little bit too negative in terms of how they feel the value is, they're just not going to sell. And I'm seeing that with my clients. I'm seeing that in different markets around San Diego. So something to think about. If you're a home buyer, it is a good time to buy. And I don't think that there's going to be this precipitous drop in values. In fact, at some point, interest rates will likely come down. And if they come down to 5.5 or below, even 6, you're going to see a ton of competition, and we could see values come right back up. And that's what a lot of sellers are banking on in the long term. In the same way as during the pandemic when things got soft, most sellers just pulled their home off the market rather than just race to the bottom because they understood that San Diego is a good bet in the long term. And if you're not getting what you want, you don't have to sell. There's other ways you can go. You can rent your property out. You can just sit in it. You can move next year. You can, there's lots of different options rather than getting into this fear that we saw in like the 2008 crisis, but that was an outlier. And a lot of that was based on pretty poor financing things underlying the market. We are not in that environment today. If you're able to get a loan in this market, it's because you're very well qualified. And so basically everyone can pay their mortgage, and so that's kind of where we are with San Diego. But I hope this is helpful, and I will talk to you on the next one.